Welcome to the Fascia-Informed Therapist, the essential podcast for occupational therapy professionals looking to deepen their understanding of fascia's pivotal role in therapy and health. I'm your host, Amy Mayer, an experienced occupational therapist, practice owner, and dedicated educator. Here we'll dive into the fascinating world of fascia, exploring its significance in the human body and its critical influence on occupational therapy practice. Each episode will bring you cutting-edge insights, expert interviews, and practical strategies to help you confidently integrate the science of fascia into your therapeutic approach. Whether you're a seasoned practitioner or just starting out, our goal is to equip you with high-quality, evidence-based, and fascia-informed continuing education opportunities that will enhance your skills and benefit your clients. So join us as we unravel the complexities of fascia and transform the way you practice occupational therapy. All health and wellness practitioners are welcome. Let's learn, grow, and evolve together. Hi, this is Amy, and this is another edition of the Fascia-Informed Therapist. Today, I really want to talk about resiliency because it seems to have been a theme this week. A lot of my thoughts and ideas and things I write about or want to talk about on this podcast stem from something that happened with my clients or somewhere else in work and life. So this week was all about resiliency, or the ability to recover quickly from difficult conditions. 3 clients that I've been seeing all for quite some time, and are pretty much all 3 in a more of a maintenance mode right now. We're excited to come into their appointment this week and tell me that they had a flare-up. And the exciting part of that flare-up is that they knew what to do and they recovered quickly. And that's something that I tell my clients when we do the evaluation and we're moving along with working with them. We tell them this is something that's going, when you start to look at your body from a fascia-informed perspective, you're going to think differently about your body, but it doesn't mean your body's going to be perfect. I mean, I would say the average age of our client is probably about the same as me, in their 50s. And when you approach this time of life, stuff happens. And even if you take amazing, great care of your body, stuff is still going to happen. It could be something completely random, or it could be a habit that you've sort of let go of and forgot about that sort of brought in pain again. But stuff's going to happen. But the way we approach our practice with clients is we teach them about their bodies and what they can do with their bodies to heal faster and then deal with flare-ups when they show up, because inevitably they are. So 2 of these 3 clients came to us with very persistent, long-term, low back pain. And I would say 2 of them, maybe all 3 of them, showed up with a lot of skepticism about how they were going to do. But all 3 showed up based on a recommendation of someone that they knew and someone that they trusted, so they decided to give it a try. And of course, they had really, really good outcomes, and they decided to stick around in order to sort of go into a maintenance mode. And they all 3 come at different intervals. We're always experimenting to figure out what the best interval is to keep clients feeling their best. So let me talk just a little bit about who these people are and what happened. So I'm of course not going to tell any names or any details that you'd be able to pick them out, but I'm quite sure all 3 would be like, yeah, sure. They've all done reviews and have put themselves out there. So one client in particular had a visit from family, and there was grandkids, and wasn't able to get his usual exercising and walking in that he knows is important for keeping his body feeling his best. And happened to pick up one of the grandkids and felt that little familiar tweak in the low back. But he knew what to do as soon as they left. He got back into what he needed to do to keep his body doing good, which is his normal stretching routine, strengthening routine, walking, and that helped significantly. And then it wasn't too long after that he had a scheduled appointment and came in, and we just play a little cleanup and take care of what is going on. The other person was thrilled because he had taken a very long road trip traveling to many different cities in the Midwest for pleasure and for work, and was excited to report that after he got home from many days on the road, got up the next day expecting to feel not so great, but felt great. And he was thrilled with that and saw that as amazing progress. He still isn't where he wants to be, but he is making huge gains that he's thrilled with, and that's the point. The third person, persistent low back pain, came and reported that overall these big rains that we've been having lately also had a problem with flooding 2 times in her home, and had to do a lot of mopping and cleaning up, and that's something that normally would cause a problem for her. And she reported that it did cause a problem, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it's been in the past. And she also reported that she was able to implement the things that she knew how to implement and took care of it on her own and was showing up for maintenance mode. So that's super, super, super exciting to me. All 3 of these people too are not really intense exercises. None of them love the idea of layering in a whole bunch of more exercises or having some prescription of something that they have to do on a regular basis. But they do have a few prescribed exercises from us, and they do have some other strategies with self-treatment that they can do when they're having problems. One of the 3, I don't think he's probably going to listen to this, but one of the 3, I would say, and he would admit to, he does very, very little of the prescribed exercises that we've given him. But what he has done a tremendous job at is improving his posture and changing his approach to breathing. And that alone made this huge difference in his ability to tolerate this long car trip. So it really doesn't take a tremendous effort to change your body, but it does take consistency, consistent, gentle effort, and time to make the changes to create a resilient body. Now, of course, I would love it if all of my clients did all the stretching and all the posture and all the mobility work and strengthened on top of that and did some long walks every now and then. But the reality is most people aren't going to do that depth and breadth of exercise to take care of themselves. People are too busy, and for whatever reason, they're unwilling to prioritize that or themselves, unable or unwilling. I mean, people have families to take care of, parents to take care of, demanding jobs, lots of other things going on in their lives. So, and I'm sure people listening to this would say the same about themselves. I certainly would me. I prioritize it as much as I know I need to in order to feel my best. The other thing I wanted to say about this resiliency thing is this is not about myofascial release. It's not about the techniques. What I see is the myofascial techniques that we use with people help to sort of jumpstart their healing process. But we tell everybody on day one that it is not about what we're doing to you that's going to make you feel better. We are doing these techniques with you in order to allow you to be able to achieve better posture, in order to allow you to move more quickly into better mobility. It's about teaching them a new way to view their body from the perspective of fascia that surrounds everything, and empower them that they have a lot of control about changing their body, that they're continually reshaping their body, and they have choice over that. They have choice over how they move through the world, how they use their body in daily life, the posture they choose to stand up or sit down against gravity. They have this choice about how gravity is pushing on them, and are they creating a body that's going to be mobile and resilient, or are they creating a body that's going to be sticky and stuck and can't get into their full ranges of motion? The other thing we do is I think we do a really good job of matching the recommendations to them so that they get the most bang for their buck, so to speak, out of their exercises. We talk about when and where they could do these exercises. In some cases, I ask clients, now think about your day. Where could this go? How could you do this raised lunge twice a day, depending on, do you have stairs that you can put one foot up on to do your lunge, or when you're coming up the stairs or down the stairs for the day? Where can they weave it in? Because that's the other thing we teach them is you're not going to get a resilient body from going to the gym for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 3 times a week. It's got to be choices, the choices you make moving through all day, every day. And it's those small changes that are going to make big change and big improvements in the long run. So I think that's all I want to say about resiliency in this particular podcast. I think that's, we can't expect perfection from our bodies. Our bodies are not perfect. And if anybody who's always feeling great, they are super, super, super fortunate. Most of us do not. Stuff pops up in our body, and the best that we can do is have strategies to implement when that happens and get over it quickly and move back into prevention and maintenance mode. But you can't let go. You cannot let go and start. It's okay, maybe I wasn't done. I know what happens, and one of these clients in particular has mentioned this even. What happens a lot is the same thing we do with dieting, with nutrition, is we might get a new diet and we stick with that diet and we lose a few pounds, and that's great, but then we sort of go back to our old eating habits. The exact same thing often happens with posture and movement habits, is we practice, we start to feel good. And one of these clients even said, I forgot that I had back pain. It had become so much of her identity, and her eyes were big and round, and she's like, I totally forgot that I'm a person that has back pain. Until she did her mopping and it snuck back up on her again. But that's pretty exciting. So we have to think about continually practicing good posture and movement habits, just like we need to continually think about getting good nutrition. We don't have to be perfect, but we do have to, if we want that strong, resilient, capable body, then we've got to look at it in a very similar manner. So, what resources do we have for you? Well, of course, I'm always going to say, please think about taking the science course. The science course is what helps you understand what's going on in your body and in your clients' bodies so that you can better learn how to translate that for each individual person. That class also leads you to how the science is connected with all the things that I've talked about: posture, mobility, movement, manual techniques, self-treatment techniques. It connects all that. And then also, if you want to go deeper on those, there's the posture class, there's the move better class, there's a self-treatment class. I would love for every occupational therapy practitioner to take all of them, because it's just so fun for me to have weeks like this where people come in and like, yay, I hurt my back, but I fixed it all on my own. That just like lights me up and makes me feel so good about the practice that I have and the work that I'm doing. And it makes me want even more to push that out to everybody that I possibly can in my profession, because I love being an occupational therapist. Okay, that's enough. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Take care. Thank you for tuning in to the Fascia-Informed Therapist. It's been a pleasure sharing insights and strategies to help you integrate fascia science into your practice. I'm Amy Mayer, and I hope today's episode has inspired you to explore further and take your therapeutic skills to the next level. Remember, we're committed to creating and providing top-notch, evidence-based, fascia-informed continuing education that empowers you as an occupational therapy practitioner. Stay connected with us for more enriching content, and don't forget to check out our online courses to deepen your expertise. Until next time, keep expanding your knowledge, refining your skills, and confidently applying the science of fascia to your practice. Here's to advancing together in health and wellness.